This week's episode is out of this world. It's been 50 years since the moon landing, so we're celebrating by setting off rockets. As if it couldn't get any more awesome, Maddi gives us her guide to awesomeness. And finally, we make it to the moon with an exploration through Queensland Museum's NASA exhibit.
This episode of Juice TV is proudly supported by founding partner, the Children's Hospital Foundation.
Hi, my name's Lucy. Today I'm going to be your host for today. It's been 50 years since the moon landing.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
And today we're celebrating with all things space. To start the episode, we better learn how to get into space. So the first story is all about rockets.
There are over 4,000 satellites in space. How do they all get up there?
Rockets.
Wait, who are you?
My name's Laura and I'm from Street Science.
Hi, I'm Charlie.
Do you want to learn how to blast off into space?
You bet I do. All right, Laura, what rockets will we be making today?
Well, these rockets are little centrifuge tubes. Usually find them in the hospital to collect blood. But today we're going to use them to fill up with some water. Now the fins on this rocket, they're a little bit different to the fins on the other rocket. We've got a twisted fin on this one, so we're going to get you to hold that. Excellent.
Will it explode on me?
Oh, not until we put the lid on top, dude. So, second one, we've got some straight fins. We're going to pop some water in this one too. Now we've got our liquid fuel. We now need our solid fuel. So, what we're going to do is we're going to cap this solid fuel that contains an acid and an alkaline. When they get wet, they're going to start to neutralize, creating carbon dioxide bubbles. Those bubbles are going to push and push on the inside of this closed container until there's nothing left to do but blast off. Are we ready? Are we set? All right, let's get one going. One's on, and the next one, and let's clear out. We've got bubbles forming, we've got pressure building between them, starting to push, 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 push. Very soon, any minute now, we're gonna see those rockets take off. Whoa! The more time it takes, the more pressure that builds, the more pressure that builds, the more pushing force that's going to be applied, and the more the push, the higher the blast. Whoa!
Okay, Laura, looks like we're stepping things up a bit. How does this rocket work?
This rocket's filled with water and air. We're gonna pump a whole bunch more air into that rocket. That pressure's gonna build up. It's gonna force that water out the bottom. Newton's third law, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So that rocket is gonna go flying in the opposite direction.
Let's get pumping.
Let's.
Okay, we're getting to the serious rockets now, but can I ask you a couple of questions first?
Go for it.
So this fabulous rocket here, is this like the ones that they've been sending or trying to send out of space lately?
Very similar and on a much smaller scale. So we do have an explosive fuel cell inside this rocket. We're going to detonate that with our detonator pad, and it's going to go like 100 meters into the air. What we have is a fuse inside our B6 explosive cell. This detonator pad, when we connect it to each side of that fuse, is going to allow an electrical current to work through. The little glue part that's on the end of this fuel cell, it's really flammable. It wants to catch a light. So soon as that energy from the detonator pad's battery has traveled through, gotten into that fuse, that little glue cell, it's going to spark a flame inside that fuel cell, igniting it, sending it up.
Okay. Is the fuel tank ready?
Check it, it's ready.
Is our rocket ready?
The juice rocket is ready for takeoff.
Are we safe?
Yes, we've got our safety perimeter, safety glasses check, aeroplane check, and the skies are clear. Let's get ready to count down.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off! You know, it makes you wonder when it's going to come down.
It did go pretty high.
Yeah. Hey, Laura,
Yeah.
just a crazy thought. But maybe I could be the first girl to walk on the moon.
If your dreams are as high as what that rocket went, you never know.
Wow, how high did that last rocket go?
Excuse me, Lizzie, over here.
Huh? What's that, Koyo?
You should do quick questions now. Tell the audience about you.
Well, Koyo's called it. It must be time for quick questions.
Your host for today is the one and only Lissy. Her favourite animal are sheep. And she's a whiz in the kitchen.
Well, I love cooking and I do it all the time when I can. I'm gluten and dairy free, so it's quite hard, but when I get time, I love to bake up awesome cakes and cook meals for my family. I love decorating cakes, and sometimes if I get the chance, I even have made a bit of money on them. So I did one for Australia Day, and I've done a really cool drip, and yeah, they look really cool, and I love making up ones for my birthday. I've made a rainbow cake. My favourite animal is sheep, and I've just always loved them for some reason. And because when I was little, near my grandparents' house, there was this big paddock of sheep, and we used to always see them on the side of the road, and since then I've just always loved them. This is Lammy. I've had her since I was literally born, and she means the world to me. I sleep with her every night, and she's really special to me. I feel one of my biggest achievements would be at my grade 6 graduation when I got the academic award for my class. I felt really honoured, it was a big surprise, and yeah, I'm very proud of myself. Well, if I could have anyone come to my birthday, I would have Heston come because I love watching MasterChef and he is amazing. Just imagine if I got to actually meet him, all the amazing things he could show me. Well, now you know a little bit about me, let's learn about another hospital hero. Here is Maddi with her guide to awesomeness.
Hi, my name is Maddi. I'm 8-year-old and I love touch football. On the field, I play link and wing. My favourite thing to do is set up tries. Now on to movies, and my favourite movie is Dumbo because I love it when he flies. My favourite subject at school is maths because I love to solve out problems.
We love solving math problems too. Take one incredible young host, add a little Juice TV magic, divided by the square root of a smooth K and pineapple, and you end up with an informative and entertaining guide to awesomeness. Back to you, Maddi.
My favourite dog is a hot dog. Oh, I said hot dog instead of sausage dog. I always get confused with hot dogs and sausage dogs.
Thanks, Maddi. You're all kinds of awesome.
We want you to be a part of Juice TV. We're always on the lookout for hosts, interviewers, behind-the-scenes helpers and mini-producers. You can be any age, you don't have to have any experience. How much easier could it be? To find out the next time we're filming at the hospital, just head to our website, juicedtv.com.au or our Facebook page. For loads of fun to break up your stay in hospital, join the Juice crew. Send us an email at hello@juicetv.com.au or speak to any of the volunteers wearing green shirts throughout the hospital and let them know you want to be involved in the one and only Juice TV.
Every day, kids just like you and me are cared for in hospital by some amazing superheroes. And now GTV are inviting our patients and families to recognise your favourite hospital superhero at the Queensland Children's Hospital. Visit gtv.com.au, fill out a superhero nomination form with an adult's help, telling us in 150 words or less why they're your superhero. Round 3 is open now. So what are you waiting for? Get your superhero nomination in now. Juice TV Superhero Awards, proudly supported by Q Super.
Q Super is different in a positive way. As Queensland's largest superannuation fund and one of the largest in Australia, they take real action to support the well-being of patients and workers in Queensland's healthcare sector. Q Super are passionate about recognising the superheroes in our community and support the work they do in providing emergency and primary healthcare services for our members and all Queenslanders.
Thanks, Maddi, but now it's time to head back to space. Now, this story is going to be huge. We're going to head to the NASA exhibit at the museum.
Amazing that humans have walked on the moon, but there's so many questions out there. Like, what do they eat? What are the spacesuits made of? Where do they go to the toilet? Ew. All will be revealed here at the NASA space exhibit. This exhibit at the Queensland Museum displays mankind's journey to space with artifacts that have actually been to the moon. Bernadette, can you tell me what's happening at the Queensland Museum here?
I sure can, Hamza. This is an exhibition called NASA, A Human Adventure, and it's all about what it'd be like to go to space.
Booster ignition and liftoff.
This year, it's the 50th year since man was on the moon, so this exhibition looks at how you actually get to the moon. So we have lots of vehicles, lots of spacesuits, and other things that people can see if you want to go to the moon.
Is this the buggy that drove on the moon?
It sure is. There are 3 of these vehicles that actually drove on the moon, and they're still there because they couldn't bring them back home. So So this is an actual one-to-one replica, and it's actually the first electric car.
So, this looks like a space toaster, but obviously it's not a space toaster. This is what they sent mice in. Am I correct? Tell me about it.
You are absolutely correct. This is a mouse experiment module, and both Russia and America sent up animals first into space to make sure it was okay before humans went. So this used to house 2 mice.
What other animals went up to space?
I suppose the most famous are monkeys, but they did send up other animals like flies as well. But the monkeys are probably the most famous because they were the last animals to go up before humans went.
Spacesuits are pretty complicated, but how many layers do they actually have?
Well, the most recent spacesuits have around 14 layers, and you're right, it's one of the most technologically advanced things within the space mission. It's actually like wearing a home on your body. So it's made of things like Kevlar, Mylar, spandex, and the most important ones are the 3 closest to your body because they keep you cool when you're out in space.
But the important question is, once you've got it on, you can't take it off, and you know what that means. How do you go to the toilet?
That's right. Well, it's got its own inbuilt urine system. So if you look at these space seats, you can actually see in the cut-through where the urine collection bag is.
Disgusting, but fascinating. So, can you tell me about this Wally thing?
I sure can. Wally's actually Russian. This is one of these remote control vehicles the Russians actually sent to the moon to actually investigate the environment. So this was done in the 1970s.
And I think I can tell by Russian because of its sign there.
That's exactly right. And there's still 2 of them on the moon today.
Ew, look at this stuff. Can you tell me about it?
I sure can. This is food that they take into space. Some of it goes back to the 1960s. In fact, the coffee up here, that there's none left of because they must have really liked it, is from the Apollo space missions. And the ones down here are from later missions at the space station and also the Russian missions. So when you go into space, you've got to take enough food to last you for your entire mission. And it's not like the food we have on Earth. Obviously, it has to be dried and sealed so it doesn't start floating around in the cabins.
Sounds disgusting if you let it out by accident.
Yeah, wouldn't be good, I can tell you.
So, tell me about this disgusting space toilet.
It is a space toilet. It's from the Skylab space station, which was the first US space station. And they used to collect everyone's waste and freeze it and bring it back home so they could test it because they wanted to actually find out what the effects of space were on humans.
Wow, that sounds interesting. Also disgusting. But what happens if, an accident happened?
I'd hide. That's what I'd do if I was in the space station.
I would probably leave the space station and go to her.
Go to do a moonwalk, would you?
Yep.
At spacewalk.
Spacewalk. We learned a lot about space today, but it's time to taste some space. So, Amira, how does it smell?
It smells like basic vanilla.
This is the ice cream that they ate in space.
Actually, not too bad.
Yeah, it's not that bad. I guess that if I was an astronaut, I would like this stuff. How about you, Amira?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll never go up into space then.
Okay. Yeah, I think I would. Well, maybe one day you and I could go to the moon, but we have to do loads of studying and you have to be well at school. See you in outer space.
incredible. It's amazing to think it's been 50 years since man first walked on the moon. Imagine where we're going to be in another 50 years. We'll have to leave that for another episode. That's all we have time for on today's show. I'll see you next time. Bye!
See you later.
Remember guys, it's so easy to be a part of Juice TV. Whether you want to be a host, help us out behind the scenes with filming, or decide what goes into each episode. Let us know you want to be involved by sending an email to hello@juicetv.com.au or speak to one of the friendly volunteers throughout the hospital in the green shirts. Also head to our website and Facebook page for all the updates about what we're filming at the hospital.